Good evening, boys and girls. It's me. I think today's called Tuesday. Is it Tuesday?
Yes, it is called Tuesday.
Are we in April?
Yep, we're in April.
You getting close to May?
Why do you want to know?
I'm just nosy.
Yeah, we're getting closer to May.
Okay, well, tonight I'm going to tell you about some spies. Those spies I was telling you about last night, well, they're back.
What about 'em?
I'm talking.
Okay.
After the spies came back from Jericho and told Joshua that the people, they were afraid of them. They heard gossip. Good gossip. So then Joshua, he gave the command to the Israelites, or call them Hebrews, I don't care, to pack up their camp and move to the banks of the Jordan River. Can you hear them swim?
Nope.
Same problem as before. They get up to a river, and then they can't swim. They gotta catch on.
I know.
Well, the tents came down and the tabernacle, it was all taken apart because it was portable. Remember, God structured it just that way. Like my word structure, I learned it. And the priests, they ran the poles through the side rings on the Ark of the Covenant, because you don't want to touch that, remember? Watch Indiana Jones. It's bad if you touch the Ark of the Covenant.
Would you quit adding extra parts?
It's juicier. And then they lifted it up on their shoulders, and they remembered the
12?
No, 10. 10. Yeah, the 10 Commandments were in the Ark, and it was very precious to them. Yeah, last time they got dropped, it was by Moses, and they cracked. So, lesson learned.
Keep going.
This was during, the springtime of the year, like now. And the Jordan River, well, it was just gushing with rainwater. And the powerful rainwater, it was flowing down to the Dead Sea. I want to talk about the Dead Sea. I heard it's stinky.
Okay.
It was very fat river, and it was moving fast, and only a very strong man could have swam across it. But you know what?
What?
That was for the kids. You know what? Okay, well, the Israelites, they just stood near to the banks and looked at it. And then they looked at the land of Canaan on the other side. And they asked the question, how are we gonna get across? And there was no bridges, and there was no boats. So, here we go again. Then Joshua, he gave some commands to the officers, and they moved through the crowd. And they were shouting the orders. When you see the priest carrying the Ark of the Covenant, get out of the way.
That is not what it said.
Is it follow behind them? Yeah, get out of the way and follow behind them. Then the priests, you know what they did? They moved among the people and they marched with the ark to the edge of the water. Somebody did this before, but he's dead now.
Was his name Moses?
Yeah.
What did he have?
You keep calling it a staff, but I call it his tricky stick.
Where's the tricky stick now?
I have no clue, but it's not stuck in that Ark of the Covenant.
You better keep going then.
Joshua gave them the command, wade into the water. That means up to your knees. And when the feet of the priest, touched the water, God caused a wonderful thing to happen. Up the river, the water stopped flowing. Like it had an invisible wall holding it back. He did this before.
The
people saw it rise and pile up without flowing down. So, have they seen this before?
No. These were the kids and the great and the grandchildren of the people who did it the first time, walked across.
Oh, so this is kind of new to them.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, below the water that was already there, it just kept on was a Dead Sea, and that was the end of it. Dry land. Stones. Right on the bottom. Wow. He did it again. So, the priests, well, they moved out into the very center of the riverbed and stood there. Like, stood there. You know, paused.
What happened then?
Past them, well, they marched all the people of Israel. And following Joshua, they all went safely to the other side of the river. Except the guys in the middle.
They left all the goodies in the middle.
Yeah, but it's just like it had happened for Moses. Then God showed them that his spirit was still with them. And Joshua did what he was told. When all the Israelites had crossed to the other side, then Joshua called a man from each of the 12 tribes, because there's 12 brothers.
Those 12 brothers keep happening all the time.
I know, it's kind of important. And each of them gathered a large stone from the riverbed. And they were the priests. And they stood them in a pile over on the other bank.
Why are they collecting rocks?
Quit asking questions.
Okay.
Later on, when their children asked, why were those stones there? Joshua said, you can tell them how the Lord made the river dry. And they will help you remember this wonderful thing. Cool. A landmark. Hey, this will be like a national park.
Yeah, it could be. Could become one.
Well, then Joshua himself set up 12 stones in the middle of the riverbed. 12 in the middle, 12 on the side. And when the two piles were made, one on the bank and one on the other side, Joshua gave the command to the priests to join them on the bank. And as the tootsie toes,
Please say feet.
feet of the priests touched the shore, the river, guess what it did?
I don't know.
You're not even going to try?
Nope.
The river, it began suddenly to flow as before. Its waters tumbled down from the hills, racing to the Dead Sea. Whoosh! Covered up. Hey, what happened to the 12 rocks in the middle?
They're covered up.
Israel, well, they camped that night on the shore of the Promised Land. It was the first time since they had left Egypt. They kept thanking and praising God every time they looked back at the swift river and thought of having walked through it on the dry ground that very day. Talk about a celebration.
What else happened?
Well, it's a new camp, and they set it up near those stones, those pile of stones. And they call it Gilgal.
Really?
Yeah.
What else happened?
You want to read it or you want me to read it?
It became
The main camp during the time that Israel fought for the land of Canaan. Oh, it's their headquarters.
it's a new headquarters.
While the Israelites camped here, they ate the Passover feast as their parents had done for the first time that night that they ran away. Wow. They still remember how to do it? Shoes on? Special bread? Special sacrifice meat? Anything else?
What about blood on the doorposts?
That's a hard one. I'm thinking no.
Okay.
They made the bread from the feast, from the wheat that had grown in Canaan, and they did the manna, and they remembered about the manna and the food from heaven. Yeah, yummy. Yeah, that was good stuff.
You never ate it.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just imagining. Yeah, frosted cornflakes. And then they remembered about the quail birds. And all the days of the wandering that were over. Okay? I'm done. They made it. This is when it's going to get juicy, because they've got to do some attacking now.
Next pages they will.
Okay, kids, I want you to snuggle down and pull those covers up and you can dream about birdies.